10 years from now, you're going to murder 16 people and sell their bodies for profit. But right now, you're just a baby being born into an Irish farming family so poor that potatoes count as a good meal. Your parents can barely feed the kids they already have. You're just another mouth. Welcome to 18th century Ireland, where life expectancy is probably not long, and your career options are limited: farmer, laborer, or starve. Somehow you manage to learn weaving. Actual skilled labor. For a hot minute, you think maybe you've got a future. You can make cloth, earn money, be somebody. Plot twist: the Industrial Revolution is happening. Factories are popping up everywhere with machines that do in 1 hour what takes you a week. Your valuable skill becomes worthless basically overnight. It's like spending years learning to be a blacksmith right before cars get invented. You're back to being a laborer. Breaking your back for pennies. There's gotta be something better than this. You meet Helen. She's tough, she's practical, and she doesn't judge you for being broke because she's broke too. Perfect match. You marry her common law style. Can't afford a real wedding. Helen's going to stick with you through everything. She's ride or die, which sounds romantic until you realize the die part is pretty literal. She'll follow you straight into hell, which is exactly where you're both headed. You bounce around Ireland and Scotland taking whatever work you can find, digging ditches, moving rocks, breaking your back for wages that barely buy bread. Your hands are calloused, your body aches constantly, and you're aging faster than you should. You make your way to Edinburgh, Scotland's capital. It's 1826 and the city is booming. The Scottish Enlightenment is in full swing. Universities are expanding. Rich people everywhere. Surely there's opportunity here for a hard-working man. You end up working on the Union Canal, backbreaking labor. Again, different city, same poverty. You're in your mid-30s and you've got nothing to show for a lifetime of work except a bad back and empty pockets. The only upside? The other canal workers. Irish guys like you. Guys who understand the struggle. Guys you can drink with and forget how much your life sucks. Enter William Hare. Irish guy, about your age, also poor as hell. He's married to a woman named Margaret, who runs a boarding house in Tanner's Close, basically a slum where poor workers rent beds. You and Hare hit it off immediately. Both angry at the world, you start drinking together after work, complaining about life and dreaming about having money someday. You crash at Hare's boarding house sometimes. It's a dump, but it's cheap. The tenants are mostly elderly poor people, drunks, and people with nowhere else to go. The forgotten people. The invisible people. The people nobody would miss. Old Donald, one of Hare's tenants, dies. Just old age. Happens all the time in boarding houses. Here's the problem. Old Donald owes Hare £4 in rent. But dead men don't pay debts. Here's the opportunity. Edinburgh's medical schools will pay for corpses. Legally, they're only supposed to get bodies of executed criminals, but there aren't enough hangings to meet demand. Anatomy classes are packed. Surgeons need bodies to teach on. Resurrection men, grave robbers, dig up fresh graves and sell the bodies. It's risky, it's hard work, but it pays. You and Hare have a crazy idea. Why dig up a grave when you've got a fresh corpse right here? You stuff old Donald into a barrel, haul him to Surgeons Square, and knock on Dr. Robert Knox's door. Dr. Robert Knox is 36 years old and Edinburgh's rock star anatomist. His lectures pack 500 plus students. He's charismatic, brilliant, and completely immoral about where his cadavers come from. You show him old Donald. Knox barely glances at the body. Doesn't ask how he died. Doesn't ask questions, just examines the corpse's freshness and quality. He hands you £7 and 10 shillings. Your brain does the math. You just made more than a month's wages for one night's work. No digging. No breaking your back. Just delivering a body. Knox says he'll buy more if you can get them. Fresh ones especially. Premium prices for specimens in good condition. You walk out of there with more money than you've ever held at once. And your mind is racing. You realize suffocation is perfect. No blood, no wounds and evidence. Looks like they just died drunk, which is incredibly common in Edinburgh's slums. Your Burking method, yeah, it's going to be named after you. Find vulnerable target, homeless, drunk, friendless. Offer them whiskey at Hare's place. Then get them blackout drunk. One person sits on their chest, the other covers nose and mouth. Wait 2 to 3 minutes. You got a fresh corpse. 8 to 10 pounds from Knox. Rinse and repeat. You kill an elderly woman named Abigail Simpson. You're not thinking of them as people anymore. They're walking meat. The money is incredible. You're drinking better whiskey. Buying new clothes. You've never had this much money in your life. An 18-year-old prostitute named Mary Patterson comes to Edinburgh. She's gorgeous. Everyone notices her. Helen, your wife, brings Mary and her friend back to the house, gets them drunk. You and Hare follow your Burking method. When you deliver Mary to Knox's dissection room, his students stare. Some of them recognize her. She's been dead for maybe 3 hours, and she's lying naked on the slab, and she's so beautiful that people are uncomfortable. One student straight up tells Knox this seems suspicious. Knox ignores him, preserves Mary's body in whiskey for 3 months because he wants to keep looking at her. Eventually dissects her anyway. You got £8 for Mary Patterson. The money spends the same as any other. You're killing every few weeks now, sometimes more often. You've lost count. 2 women in 1 day once. Nameless prostitutes. Nobody reports them missing because nobody knew they existed. That's your genius, really. You're targeting society's invisible people, the ones nobody cares about. Elderly beggars, alcoholics, or sex workers. People die in Edinburgh's slums every single day. Natural causes, exposure, alcohol poisoning. Nobody investigates and nobody cares. You're getting sloppy, though. Drinking more. Getting cocky. The money is so easy and Knox never asks questions. He's paying you premium prices for fresh specimens, and you both know exactly what that means, but nobody says it out loud. Daft Jamie Wilson is an 18-year-old boy with intellectual disabilities. He's well known around Edinburgh. Friendly kid that do odd jobs. He's exactly the kind of person you should not kill. You lure him to Hare's place and follow your ritual. When Jamie's body shows up on Knox's dissection table, the students go quiet. They know this kid. Some of them have talked to him on the streets. He's been missing for like 2 days and now he's... Here? They ask Knox about it. Knox tells them to shut up and pay attention to the anatomy lesson. Several students walk out. This is wrong. This is obviously wrong. Knox proceeds anyway. Dissects Jamie. Pays you £10. You're untouchable, or so you think. Halloween night, 1828. A woman named Margaret Docherty shows up in Edinburgh. She's a distant relative of yours. Same last name, from the same part of Ireland. She's old, poor, alone in a strange city. You invite her to Hare's boarding house. There are other lodgers staying there, a couple named Anne and James Gray. You get Margaret drunk. You want the Grays gone so you can do the deed, so you pick a fight with them and kick them out for the night. While they're gone, you and Hare kill Margaret and stuff her body under a bed. The Grays come back the next morning. Anne notices a weird smell and James looks under the bed and finds the body. The Grays run. Not to the police. To Hare first. Because maybe there's an explanation? Hare tries to bribe them. Offers them £10 a week to keep quiet. They run to the police instead. Your killing spree just ended. You're 36 years old and you've murdered at least 16 people in 10 months. All for money you've already drunk away. Police raid Hare's boarding house. They find Margaret's body. They arrest everyone. William Hare and your wife's. You're thrown in jail and the investigation begins. Here's the problem for prosecutors. They can only prove you killed Margaret Docherty. The other bodies? Already dissected and disposed of. No evidence, no witnesses who'll talk. They need testimony from someone involved. The prosecutors offer Hare a deal. Testify against Burke, go free. Stay silent, hang together. Hare doesn't hesitate. He sells you out completely, tells them everything and blames you for most of it. Margaret Hare gets immunity too for her testimony. Your wife Helen is tried separately. The jury finds her not proven. Scottish verdict, meaning probably guilty but not enough evidence. You're alone, taking all the blame. Hare's testimony is destroying you and there's nothing you can do. Death by hanging. And afterwards, the ultimate irony, your body will be publicly dissected. You're going to become the thing you sold. It's 8 a.m. at Grassmarket, Edinburgh. There are 25,000 people here to watch you die. The largest crowd in the city's history. They've been gathering since before dawn. You're led to the gallows. The crowd is screaming, throwing things, chanting, "Burke him! Burke him!" Your name is already a verb. It means to suffocate someone. You're linguistically immortal, and you've been dead for -5 minutes. You're asked if you have any last words. You don't blame Hare. Don't beg for mercy. Just accept it. The noose goes around your neck. The trapdoor opens. It takes several minutes for you to die. The crowd is so excited people are getting crushed. Several people die in the chaos of celebrating your death. Your body is cut down and taken to the same medical school where you delivered so many corpses. Professor Alexander Monroe performs your public dissection. Tickets sold out. Standing room only. Over 3,000 people watched them cut you open. Monroe dips his quill pen in your blood and writes, "This is written with the blood of William Burke, who was hanged at Edinburgh on the 28th of January, 1829, for the murder of Mrs. Campbell or Docherty. The blood was taken from his head on the 1st of February, 1829. Your skeleton is articulated and put on display at Edinburgh Medical School. It's still there today. Tourists can visit you. Your skin is tanned like leather and made into a wallet, a book cover, and calling card cases. Rich people bought Burke skin souvenirs. Your literal skin became merchandise." William Hare was released in February 1829, immediately mobbed and attacked. Fled Edinburgh in disguise, rumoured to have been thrown in a lime pit and blinded by workers in London, disappeared into history. Dr. Robert Knox, never prosecuted. Technically, he didn't break any laws, but his reputation was destroyed. Mobs burn his effigy in the streets, students abandon his lectures, he's forced to leave Edinburgh. Dies poor and forgotten in 1862, still insisting he did nothing wrong. Your murder has terrified the public, but also exposed a real problem. Medical schools needed bodies for training, but had no legal way to get them. In 1832, Parliament passed the Anatomy Act. It legalized the use of unclaimed bodies from workhouses and hospitals for medical dissection. No more grave robbing. No more murdering for medicine. This was your entire life. Was it worth it?